Apart from an appearance by Mr. Trump, the other great surprise of Mr. Farage's 60th birthday bash was the identity of Liz Truss hiding behind a pillar at the back of the London party, together with Jim Davison, I suppose. And what could Liz Truss manage to offer to Nigel Farage with her extraordinary hands? I don't really know. I wish Mr. Farage a happy birthday. I don't know whether this signals that he's going to be firmly in with the chance of rejoining the Conservative Party, or adding the final nail in the coffin by standing as the leader of the Reform Party, or indeed simply standing for a seat in Parliament as a Reform Party member. He is a remarkable politician. Whether you subscribe to his views or whether you don't subscribe to his views, he is the person who has single-handedly directed our country in the last 10 years. He is the person who catapulted us into a referendum. He is the person who has criticized the various manifestations of government since the referendum for their failure to deliver on what was promised. He is the person who made those promises. He is the person who has defined his age, and yet at the same time he is a person who has failed to get a seat in the House of Commons despite trying so many times. He is a failed politician in all but reality. In reality, he is probably the most dynamic politician in existence in the country, and yet by the criterion of whether or not you have a seat in Westminster, he is a failure. That dichotomy, that contradiction, that clear statement of absurdity, I think says a great deal about our politics today. Nigel Farage is probably the most important politician of our age, and yet he lacks a position in Parliament. He lacks the demand to appear before committees as a Westminster character. He should, I think, by rights have been offered, or indeed compelled, into a seat in the House of Lords as somebody who should be held responsible for what we're doing at the moment. His voice in Westminster could well have stopped some of the worst excesses of stupidity in the aftermath of the 2016 referendum. I'm not suggesting for 1 minute that I agree with the referendum result. I don't. But I think if anybody could have managed the response to that result, or could have managed to steer Britain towards an effective and meaningful and profitable Brexit, it was Mr. Farage. Instead, he was sidelined. What utter arrant stupidity.